Thank you all for joining us this morning. We're delighted to host this webinar on the new CCH iFirm AML solution. I'm going to be joined this morning by our head of pre-sales, Lee Bennett. If Lee can do the honors and click the slides, and that will be fantastic. So this is a 45-minute session. There is a Q&A panel at the bottom of the screen that you can click on and ask any questions. We'll try and answer as many as we can at the end of the session. We probably won't sort of stop unless Lee is feeling brave. We probably won't stop as we go along to answer any questions, but we will try and pick those up at the end. There's a group chat as well that you can see each other's chat and comments, and we're also recording the session. Steph, who is in the background and has sent the invitations out to you, Steph will be sending the recording out to you as well at the end. So, good morning. My name is Ian Morgan. I'm a business development manager here at Walters Kluwer, and I'm going to be hosting this morning's session. And in a few minutes, I'll be joined by our head of pre-sales, Lee Bennett, who will take us through the actual presentation of AML and a short demonstration as well. So, Lee, the next slide, please. I'm extremely delighted and excited to announce CCH iFirm. CCH iFirm, as a bit of a background, before we go into the AML side of things, just to let you know a little bit more about CCH iFirm. It's been on the market for over a decade. It's part of the CCH iFirm ecosystem of solutions available in our North American and APAC markets. And now we are introducing it in the UK. And by sharing solutions and knowledges across countries, that means we can bring our products to market quicker, knowing their products loved by customers worldwide. Starting the journey to the cloud with CCH iFirm gives you excellent scope to also begin your journey to automation and AI for future efficiencies, alongside the opportunity to reduce paperwork and manual processes. CCH iFirm presents an opportunity to use data strategically through real-time data reports for easy and quick client reporting. Its security includes data encryption, and its regular backups and authentication protocols means that CCH iFirm in the cloud is every bit as secure as on-premise cloud accounting-based solutions. As with all cloud softwares, anywhere at any time access provides ease of collaboration across your practice and a single source of the truth. And CCH iFirm software updates are faster and simpler than ever before, applied through managed online updates, meaning reduced time for system upgrades and maintenance. And CCH iFirm is automatically updated as new features become available, and features a wide partner ecosystem and more integration possibilities. And moving on to the next slide. I have to say that because Lee's pressing the buttons in the background. The mission for CCH iFirm is to be an integrated cloud-based platform that support a tax and accounting firm's entire management, compliance and client relationship needs, boasting efficiency and productivity. We are confident CCH iFirm will transform the way practices work, view, collaborate and act on everyday workflows and compliance tasks, elevating the accounting experience for advisors and clients. The connectivity of CCH iFirm allows customers to implement the cloud platform into their existing workflows, as our suite of applications will sync with popular accounting and productivity tools. This creates a unified ecosystem that boosts efficiency and productivity. The result is a customizable solution that evolves alongside your firm, ensuring you're always one step ahead. We call this your journey to the cloud. No practice's journey is the same, but CCH iFirm will support every journey. As our new and existing customers move to CCH iFirm, we look forward to helping them prepare and capitalize on the new opportunities made possible by the cloud. And we're delighted today to be able to talk to you about the first step on that journey here in the UK, CCH iFirm AML. And as I've already introduced him, and to tell us more about it, I'm pleased to introduce our head of pre-sales, Lee Bennett.
Thank you, Ian, and good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk first of all about the current anti-money laundering landscape. and some surveys that we've had some results in. Shockingly, as of recent data from Accounting Web, it's revealed that only 36% of accounting firms conduct regular anti-money laundering checks. This statistic emphasises the need for a more widespread commitment to AML compliance within our industry. Further highlighting the severity of the issue, the 2023 Practice Assurance Monitoring Report by the ICAEW identified 545 firms facing money laundering regulation-related concerns. This shows the importance of addressing these challenges head-on to ensure the integrity of your financial systems. In a recent survey conducted by Wolters Kluwer, 75% of customers expressed a desire for assistance in implementing an integrated AML solution for their firms. And this aligns with our mission today, finding ways to make processes more efficient and accessible for all, including AML. When it comes to AML costs, according to the LexisNexis report, people and training related expenses make up a significant portion, accounting for a huge 70%. This is in stark contrast to technology related costs, which constitute only 25% of the total AML expenses. Understanding these statistics is crucial as we navigate through our discussion today. It not only highlights the current state of affairs, but also points us towards areas that demand attention and improvement. Some, if not all of you, will already be well versed in this, but let's delve into the core of anti-money laundering and the essential responsibilities accountants bear in combating financial crimes. Anti-money laundering is a comprehensive framework crucial for maintaining integrity of our financial systems. It encompasses regulations, policies, and procedures meticulously designed to thwart the illegal generation of income through criminal activities, and equally important, to prevent the integration of illicit funds into the legitimate financial system. There are three categories of offences when it comes to AML. The first category to be vigilant about is money laundering itself. This involves the process of concealing the origins of illegally obtained money, typically by means of transfers involving foreign banks or legitimate businesses. Equally significant is the offence of failure to report. Accountants play a pivotal role in identifying suspicious activities, and any negligence in reporting can have severe consequences. This is actually punishable by a maximum of 5-year sentence and/or a fine. And finally, we have tipping off. This involves the unauthorised disclosure of information that might prejudice an investigation. Maintaining confidentiality is paramount to the fight against money laundering. This is punishable by a maximum of 2-year sentence and/or a fine. The specific duties that fall on the shoulders of accountants in the realm of money laundering prevention. If accountants come across any suspicions or evidence relating to money laundering, it is their duty to promptly report this to their firm's nominated officer or money laundering officer. This initial step is critical in initiating the investigative process. Where suspicions are upheld, the money laundering officer must take the next crucial step by submitting a suspicious activity report to the National Crime Agency. The timing here is vital, as it must be done as soon as reasonably possible. Now, let's shift our focus to the challenges that accounting professionals encounter in the AML process. Number one, as regulatory bodies strive to keep pace with the dynamic financial landscape, compliance requirements continue to evolve, making it challenging for firms to stay consistently and comprehensively compliant. Navigating through an intricate web of regulations demands continuous training and awareness. The failure to adapt could lead to compliance gaps and regulatory scrutiny. Another significant challenge is the prevalence of manual processes in AML compliance. Relying on manual methods for tasks such as customer due diligence and transaction monitoring not only consumes valuable time, but also increases the likelihood of errors and oversights. Compliance teams are facing mounting pressure to design processes that work around the customer journey and balance the need for speed and convenience with the requirement for effective compliance. Clients are now expecting a response almost instantaneously and are far less prepared to wait. Automation is the key to addressing this challenge. Integrating technology solutions can streamline these processes, enhance accuracy, and free up valuable resources for more strategic tasks. Criminals are adaptive, and so are their tactics. As technology advances, so do the methods employed by those seeking to launder money. Staying one step ahead of these evolving criminal tactics requires continuous vigilance and investment in cutting-edge technology. The landscape of global threats is constantly changing, making it difficult and time-consuming. And finally, legal and reputational risks loom large in the AML landscape. Firms failing to comply with AML regulations not only face legal consequences, but also risk irreparable damage to their reputation, potentially losing the trust of their clients and other stakeholders. Implementing robust AML measures is not just a legal obligation, but a safeguard for your professional reputation. A proactive approach to compliance is an investment in the trust and confidence of your clients and partners. In confronting these challenges head-on, you can pave the way for a more resilient and effective AML process. As we explore solutions and best practices, let's keep these challenges in mind, ensuring your efforts align with the evolving nature of financial integrity. Now, moving from challenges to solutions, let's explore the best practices that can fortify our AML processes. These strategies are designed to not only ensure compliance, but also to elevate the efficiency and effectiveness of our AML framework. Number one, at the core of effective AML practices is adopting a risk-based approach. This means tailoring your efforts to the specific risks your organization faces, ensuring a more targeted and efficient use of resources where they are most needed. Understanding and assessing the risk profile of your clients and transactions allows you to allocate resources proportionately, focusing on areas of higher risk and maintaining a balanced and effective AML strategy. Number two, another crucial best practice involves continuous education and training for your colleagues. Given the dynamic nature of AML regulations and the evolving criminal tactics, keeping our teams well informed is key to maintaining a strong defence against illicit financial activities. Regular training sessions not only enhance awareness of AML requirements, but also empower your colleagues to identify and address potential risks in their day-to-day operations. Number three, effective AML is not a one-time effort, it's an ongoing commitment. Continuous monitoring of transactions, client behaviour and regulatory changes is imperative for staying ahead of potential risks and ensuring timely intervention. Implementing advanced monitoring tools and technologies enables real-time tracking, allowing us to identify suspicious activities promptly and take necessary actions. And finally, number four, having a well-defined AML framework tailored to your organization's risk profile is the cornerstone of best practice. This involves establishing clear policies, procedures, and controls that align with your specific business activities and associated risks. So what are the top tips for anti-money laundering? These strategies will not only bolster compliance, but also contribute to the overall efficiency of your operations. Embracing technology is pivotal in streamlining AML processes. The first tip is to leverage tech automation to its fullest extent. As an example, the Money Laundering Directive has endorsed the use of electronic verification from reputable sources. Mobile apps for clients to verify their ID and themselves, so you can utilize this to reduce having to see people face to face or having to chase documents. Digital verification of IDs, pre-configured workflows, and automation based on risk assessments can significantly enhance the accuracy and speed of your AML activities. Biometric KYC, Know Your Client tech, allows for using facial recognition to identify and authenticate individuals. This removes the need to scan, email documents, and check photos, and it helps to ensure secure and efficient ID verification alongside your standard AML checks. Having an automation process based on risk, if this, then that, which will suggest how often you should be running your AML checks, which kind of check is best suited for your clients based on the risk. Then you can still use workflows, even if you're doing all of your AML due diligence manually and not using a provider. But by not leveraging technology, you're making it harder on yourself. Efficiency is about integration. The second tip involves reusing your existing systems. By having a single place to key in data and store results, you not only reduce redundancy, but also create a seamless process. Moreover, changes in circumstances can trigger automated AML activities, ensuring ongoing compliance. Results can be stored against the client for future evidence. Reporting status, who has been checked and who is left. Where you can, have an integrated system. Traditionally, they're the most efficient when it comes to tax, accounts, and practice management, so why should AML be any different? And the third tip emphasises the importance of ongoing monitoring. A static approach to AML is no longer sufficient in the face of dynamic financial landscapes. Implement monitoring. Additionally, conduct full AML checks every 3 to 36 months based on client risk profiles. Early detection of potential issues is key in proactive risk management. Best practice is to do a full AML check every 12 months, or more or less based on the risk. And ongoing monitoring for PEPs and sanctions can be done in between those full checks. At Waters Kluwer, we have ongoing monitoring on the roadmap, which will do daily PEPs and sanctions checks for you. This can streamline your processes, as it also flags up early if there may be an issue and you don't have to wait for the next full AML check to come around. As we navigate through these tips, consider how each one aligns with the unique needs and dynamics of your firm. Technology, integration, and ongoing vigilance, these are the cornerstones of a modern and effective AML strategy for your practice. So let's take a peek into the future of anti-money laundering, where exciting developments are shaping how we approach financial integrity. These upcoming trends promise to simplify and improve AML processes for everyone. The integration of machine learning and artificial intelligence is revolutionizing AML processes, allowing for unprecedented levels of automation. Smart computer programs that learn from data to help us spot suspicious activity faster and with fewer errors. Blockchain technology, known for its use in cryptocurrencies, is like an open, secure digital ledger. It could help us keep better track of transactions and make sure they're all above board. In AML, it offers a secure and transparent way to track and verify transactions. Advancements in technology are reshaping how we monitor transactions, conduct due diligence, and report suspicious activities. For example, new tools can quickly spot odd things in transactions, like someone sending money to a strange place or acting out of character, helping us flag potential issues early. Generative AI takes creativity to new heights, creating synthetic data that can be used for testing and enhancing AML models. It's like having a test dummy that looks and acts like a real customer, but it's just for practicing our procedures to make sure they work well. You can also use generative AI for querying databases, drafting letters and notes of reminders, etc. As technology improves, we'll see more investments in tools that help us stay on top of AML requirements without needing to be tech wizards ourselves. And as we look ahead, let's embrace these advancements. It's crucial to remain agile and receptive to technological advancements, knowing they'll help us do our jobs better and keep our financial systems safe and secure. So what is CCH iFirm AML? CCH iFirm AML is the latest product from Wolters Kluwer Tax and Accounting UK. Integrating seamlessly into CCH Central, it allows firms to run AML checks on their clients, draft clients and prospects. It sits within the CCH iFirm range of products. CCH iFirm is the next generation tax and accounting platform for finance professionals from Wolters Kluwer. Utilising data from multiple leading sources and cross-referencing that data against the data that's held in CCH Central, firms can quickly and easily manage AML checks. And CCH document management users will also have the PDF results synced back to the client record in Central itself. At Wolters Kluwer, we have built a new AML solution which encompasses the best practice and tips which will help to address the top challenges mentioned earlier. The first phase of CCH iFirm AML consists of AML data checks for UK individuals. We run their name, address and date of birth through our systems. Our checks cross-reference data sets from Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, electoral registers, landline registries and several other data sources to verify the name, the address and the date of birth. We also complete PEPs and sanctions checks as standard, and as part of this process also looking for flags such as SIPs and RCAs. We then add adverse media checks to ensure that the individual isn't flagged against anything that could be viewed unfavourably. Finally, we perform a mortality check to ensure that the individual we are checking is alive and well. This reduces the chance of posthumous identity fraud. So let's see CCH iFirm AML in action. So within CCH Central, if I just open up a client record, and I've got a client record here already open, Mr. Jack Smith. Up on my tasks ribbon, we now have a link for CCH iFirm AML. We then access CCH iFirm, the web-based platform application. It loads up the data taken directly from Central. It allows me to confirm the information that we have, add any missing information if necessary. And down at the bottom here, you'll see Run AML Check. This is where the system will go off and run those various checks that I've just explained and listed out. And it will come back with a result. Now, in this case, you'll see that the AML check itself has failed. I do have the option to download a report or simply close this box, and the system will then show me the results of the checks that have been run. Clicking on the view link will do exactly that. It will allow me to open up the report on screen, giving us more detailed information on the checks that have been run and where a failure has occurred. In my case, obviously I'm using demonstration type data. The name and the address and the date of birth I've made up for this particular client, and you'll see down at the bottom here the other checks that we perform. And it really is as simple as that. From within CCH iFirm, we can also check on all of the other checks that have been completed, but that information is also then synchronized back into Central itself. First of all, if I just go to the document center, as I mentioned, for those users of CCH document management, all of the information that we are running, all the reports that we're syncing will come back, and you'll see a copy of the report within here. And we're also keeping track of the checks as and when they're completed, and again you'll see the information will update. Using reporting or smart reports, we can also run the query across all of our clients to see which ones haven't been completed and the status of each of those checks that have been run. And that's how quickly and easily it actually works. It's a 30-second job, probably, for the majority of the contact stroke clients that you've got within Central. Even if it's a brand new prospect, obviously setting up the contact record within Central is probably no more than another 30 seconds to maybe a minute, depending on the level of detail that you need to enter in. Remember, for the purposes of an AML check, all you need is the name, the address, and the date of birth. So a quick look at what's next for CCH iFirm AML. And the one that's most pressing is obviously the one on the left-hand side, which is actually being released in the next month. Combined AML and biometric KYC checks. So what's biometrics? Well, biometrics are probably the best way to protect clients and your firm from identity fraud. Unlike someone copying a signature or managing to guess a password, hacking fingertips, fingerprints, or someone else's face is pretty much impossible. CCH iFirm AML plus the biometric KYC uses thousands of instant checks for liveness, facial structure, and lighting. It also compensates for age and facial hair changes, guaranteeing that the person being verified is a real human being and they are who they say they are. And further down the line, we will be implementing, as I've mentioned, ongoing monitoring, KYB, know your business, and more involved in the risk assessments. And then it's up to you. We would also like your feedback on different elements of the AML process that you would like us to include. So a quick look, I've just brought some screenshots in here of the biometrics check. So as you've just seen, the checks themselves will start from CCH Central itself. It uses the same button, CCH iFirm AML, from within a client record. But the system, upon accessing CCH iFirm, will prompt the user of which type of check do they wish to proceed with. The standard AML data or AML data plus biometric KYC. The client receives a text message which prompts them to securely upload a picture of their ID, and OCR is used to extract the data. So the system plus your client stroke prospect is actually doing the work rather than you doing the work yourself. They're also asked to take a selfie. Now this is a video rather than a static picture, as we ask them to smile to prove it's a live person and they haven't just taken a picture of a photograph, for example. Again, CCH iFirm AML then uses leading credit bureaus and government databases to verify the name, address, and date of birth of your client. At the same time, it will also search those PEP sanctions, adverse media, and mortality checks and lists. CCH iFirm AML then confirms the client matches the ID and that the ID is not fake or tampered with. And a comprehensive report is then generated, ready for download. And again, automatically synced down to CCH document management. You'll see on this particular example report, the system will show you the face scan between what's being picked up on the ID document, so a driving license in this instance, plus what's been captured as part of that selfie video. It will do a face match, and again, you'll see in this case the face does not match, but it will also pass, in this case, the liveliness or liveness, because it is a video and you are moving in that video. All the different elements, you'll see the indicative breakdown of the facial features. In this case, all of them have failed, and therefore, again, the overall check on the left-hand side does come back as failed. Now, just while I'm going to review the chat and any Q&A, I'm going to hand back to Ian.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks, very informative. Hopefully you can still hear me. So why should you switch to CCH AML as opposed to any other AML that's on the market at the moment? Well, if you're an existing CCH customer, using iFirm AML, as Lee has just shown us, will mean that you get the benefit of using the data already contained in your CCH Central suite. And that means you can run AML checks seamlessly. If you're not already a CCH customer, then taking and adopting iFirm AML means that you'll also get access to CCH Central and all the functionality contained within it, a central database for all your client and prospect data, together with mail merge, reporting, workflows, and other functionality. And that means, as Lee has shown, that running an AML check directly from Central is extremely fast, efficient, and easy to use. Pricing is simple and straightforward. We're not going to be covering pricing in this session, but there are annual contracts available. More information on pricing can be obtained through your account manager. Steph will also be making your account manager aware of your attendance this morning, so I would expect them, and I'm sure you would expect them, to be in touch with you for some feedback and further discussion. That brings us to the end of the presentation. On the next slide is a QR code, which will help you navigate to further information on our website. There has been some questions, so we're just going to go through, and I might, on your behalf, ask Lee if he knows the answer to some of these questions. So the first question that we have is from James, and James Lee is asking if the AML checks cover foreign individuals and entities.
Not in the first version, no. It is something that we're looking at further down the line. More work is required for that. It does cover kind of the foreign individuals that have a UK address, because it's the UK databases that we are searching, so it probably does depend on their actual location. But at the moment, if they are overseas foreign individuals and entities, then no, not in this particular version.
Okay, all right, thanks for that. And Vicky is asking, will the client need to give consent for checks? As I understand, Equifax leaves a soft touch on their credit file.
I'm not 100% sure on that, if I'm honest, so I will answer that separately.
We need to come back to you on that one, Vicky. Fozia, morning, Fozia. Good to meet you at DAS last week. And Fozia wants to know if the AML check status in the cloud is also reflected on Central, the new AML tab.
Yes, as in mine, it came back and synced not only the PDF document, but also the running and the status of the check back in the AML tab within Central.
Okay, yeah. Jay has asked some questions around pricing. As I mentioned, Jay, we'll get your account manager to come back to you on that, but he's also asking about how current CCH firms move from their systems to iFirm and AML, and what are the costs and preparation steps involved?
The cost of CCH iFirm will be, if you like, included in the AML side of it. It's a web-based application, so there's a little bit of, I guess, setup that we would need to do at our end. Nothing that you would need to do, Jay. It's something that we need to switch on and do the connections back at base, as it were, and we would help you with kind of implementing that for your practice. I guess one of the key things is you need to make sure that your employees, your staff, will have a Waters Clear account, which they should do if they're already accessing our websites, for example, our knowledge base.
Okay, thanks. And then Fozia again, can the check be automated off a workflow?
Not currently, but it is something that we are looking at in the future. We're also looking at the ability to run the checks in bulk. So where I was within a client and I ran it, if you've got a list of clients, and whether that's generated via a report, a query, data mining, call it whatever you want to, the ability to bulk run those checks as well.
Okay. And another one from Jay. Does this apply to individuals, or can the checks be done for companies?
At the moment, it is just individuals. The KYB side, know your business side, will be coming further down the line. I don't know exact details of timescales for that though.
Okay, and Chris Hayden, good morning, Chris, is asking if the cost of the biometrics will be extra to the price he's already been given. So I guess Chris has already discussed this with his account manager, already has a price. Is the biometrics extra?
It is extra, yeah. And you probably buy a combination of the two. So for example, for new clients, you might want to just run the biometric check when they become a client, but on an ongoing basis, on your annual, however often you want to run the checks, then you just use the standard AML data checks. So it probably would be a combination, but the biometric checks is extra.
Okay, and we have an anonymous, Mr. Anonymous, is asking about advice on non-individuals, companies, charities, LLPs, etc. I think you might have answered that. That's to come, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like the next question is similar as well. So
yes,
overseas, non-individuals and overseas will be coming further down the line.
Okay. Mr. Anonymous again. My current provider locks me in for a few years. When you said annual, I assume you mean 1 year contract, which I believe is yes.
Ours would be a 1 year contract.
Yeah. Chris Doherty, good morning, Chris. Is the biometric engine written and operated by Wolters Kluwer, or is it outsourced? And if so, who is it outsourced to?
Yeah, so good question. We do use an external AML provider to do all of our checks. They're actually done by a firm called Apply ID. And that's your normal data checks plus your biometric checks.
Ian Piper, is this level of digital checking necessary for normal, low-risk new clients?
I would probably say yes. I would imagine, I mean, it's not probably something that Wolters Kluwer would probably give advice on, but the AML regulations, I guess you still have to follow those. So whether you do a standard data check or whether you do the biometric checks, you obviously need to make sure that your client's prospect is who they say they are, and you've done whatever checks necessary, whether it's using a solution such as ours or whether it's a manual check to make sure that they are who they say they are. They're you know, whatever the word is. I was going to say pucker, to make sure they're good, upstanding citizens.
Do you want to take that next one as well, Lee?
Which one? The one from Toby?
Yes.
Oh, so Toby is he actually works for Apply ID. He doesn't have a question, but in response to the Equifax question earlier for biometric, yes, it does ask for consent. For the AML check, the firm will need to capture consent themselves. Thank you, Toby.
Thank you, Toby. Sarah, good morning, Sarah, is asking about using for checking companies, which I think Lee has already covered. We won't be able to check for companies right now, but that is something that is coming along. Nev, can we change the font and size of the font to make it easier for people to read? Our charity has an in-house font that all websites and comms has to use. Interesting.
That is a good question that I hadn't thought of before. The PDF, probably not. The website, it depends obviously what exactly you're asking about. The website, we can't change the font on it, but you can obviously make things bigger if necessary.
Yeah.
One for us to ponder, I think.
just a couple more. Can we report on the last run check date to be able to run rechecks?
You can. So CCH reporting would be the answer to that. We have added in, I think it's 3 new fields to both reporting and smart reports actually, which will do the date, the status, and the type of check carried out. So any of those you can then start to filter against.
Okay, and the last one from Madeline in the Republic of Ireland. Good morning, Madeline. How are checks done for her? Can it be set up for Republic of Ireland checks?
I want to say initially no, but I think I might need to confirm that, unless again Toby can quickly come in and answer that. But I think at least at the moment the answer will be no.
Okay, all right. And that is the end of our Q&A. No further questions. So thank you all very much for joining us. As you can see, the QR code is still on screen. If you'd like to take that to get yourself to the website for further information. Toby has just come back actually on that very quickly. Thank you, Toby. So biometric works for ROI docs, but not AML checks. You can use biometric and then manually collect a POA doc. I hope that makes sense. Anything to add to that?
Not from me, no.
No, good. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope that's been informative. I hope it's been enjoyable. Thank you for your time and attendance. And as I said earlier, Steph will be sending out the attendee list around your account managers, and they'll be in touch to discuss further. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Steph, for organising, and I wish you all a good rest of the day.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, everyone.